How can data modeling benefit businesses that are looking, to make the most out of their data?
It can benefit more than ever because it used to be you bought a server and you owned it and you did whatever you want with it. It wasn't going to cost you a penny extra, whereas now you're being penalized on compute every time your data warehouse is doing something inefficient, extra, or having to redo things in general, or if you're just not utilizing it to its full capacity, not scaling properly, not clustering properly. Again, every inefficiency is going to cost you. And they were starting to tack on FinOps and cost tags on top of that and credit quotas. So it's really, really becoming something that's under the magnifying glass of being able to justify your spend, whereas before you could just kind of say, it's important, data is important to us, we need an analytics team, we need a data team, whereas now a data model kind of helps drive efficiency, drive communications, reduce meetings, making sure what you're building is what your users expect ahead of time, measure twice, cut once, that sort of thing. And at the end of the day, it's something that brings people together and makes data understandable, discoverable. I mean, there's we can talk about all day about the benefits, but we're seeing a renewed interest. So it's something that's really in demand now.
Yeah, makes sense. Other than data modeling, are there any other trends that you could have seen emerging at today's event? What's been leading the discussions?
Sure. A couple of people mentioned something called AI. I've spoken to some vendors, so they tell me it's this artificial intelligence, and everyone is convinced it's going to solve their problems.
Right.
I've played around with a tool called ChatGPT, so I'm a bit of an expert on AI. It actually didn't really solve a lot of what I was trying to do. It helped me sometimes. It's like a little personal assistant that can make me a little bit more agile. But overall, I'm still finding the same issues I started with. I'm having to tackle on my own, and I'm not expecting, especially, I can see that AI is going to play a very big role as a co-pilot, as an accelerator, in automating some of repeatable tasks. But again, my expertise is in data architecture and data modeling, where it's a declarative, business-oriented process. So an AI can make a best guess as to what your business looks like, what your entities should look like, what your data how it should be structured. Maybe it could help you with the queries that you write on top of it. But at least in the modeling space, we've had a couple of debates with this officially yesterday with Leading Edge IT and Joe Reese. People have a lot of opinions. People have a lot of expectations. I'm sure vendors will have a lot of very strong opinions. But it's like everything. You really need to go back to the fundamentals, and you need to do the work. There's a lot of things that you don't have to talk about data to see AI assistance in everything from fitness to finance. But do you have the discipline to do the work? Do you have the discipline to structure your finances? AI is not going to help you with this. Doing the work will.